What is up, beautiful people? Well, this is Pretty Girl Love Trap content. This is my recap slash review for P Valley Season 2, Episode 1, PUSSY Land, okay? Because I'm saved and I'm not going to say the P word, okay? But y'all, we down to the valley where the girls get naked. I'm just saying, I'm excited. I love some P Valley. Let me know. Let me know in the comments, okay? What did y'all feel about this episode, okay? It was cute. It was very cute. I love a few different parts, okay? So let's get into it, all right? So we start off this young, fine African American brother, he in the house with the baby kids, okay? They got a birthday party going on, okay? He was like, you know what? I can't take this ish no more. They's too loud up in here. I can't be on World Star and Instagram in peace. So he goes and tell, I guess, his baby mama wife that he's going to the store. Okay. So he grabbed the keys. He gets in the car, and then we see the little mask, dangling from the rearview mirror. So I'm like, okay, they're incorporating COVID. That's real cute. He's listening to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, he's talking about police brutality. So I'm like, okay, they bringing in a little deep points or what have you. So he's driving down the road, okay, and we see trifling ass Patrice, okay? We see her on a billboard promoting her church, okay? And of course, people got graffiti, not graffiti, but they got a little slander on there, talk about this be like, yes, the freaking mother of the year, all right? So Patrice over there got a whole billboard, y'all. But y'all, that was to the left of him. To the right of him, we got this, half naked woman over there with an arrow sign. If you've been like on the main highways of your town around tax time, you see the Liberty people, with the Statue of Liberty on. People got the little signs, just going out of business sale. That's pretty much what was going on. Okay, so she had a little arrow. Okay, you want to go to the pint. So talk about a versus, okay? Are we gonna steer over to Mama Patrice or go to the pint, okay? What y'all think? What did he choose? He chose the pink, okay? So y'all, the pink got a whole car wash setup, okay? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if it was Atlanta or Tennessee, but I do recall a year or two ago where an actual strip club was doing this. They was doing a strip like situation at a car wash. So I ain't mad, okay? So yeah, y'all. At this car wash, we see Haley. Okay, she over there greeting the folk, okay? There's three options, okay? You can get a hand job for $30, okay? We can get detailing for $50, but if you want the Mercedes experience, that's gonna run you 100 of them things, okay? So what you feeling like? And I'm like, there's a panini around. Oof, carry the one. I don't know. I don't really know, like, if I could afford the Mercedes and a panini, okay? I'm just saying. Strip club is not a necessity. I mean, I guess depending on who you ask, all right? So y'all, he enters the car wash. We see silhouettes of women's bodies. We see scribbles doing a thug things. I'm like, okay, yes, okay. So we see Uncle Clifford. He comes in like a little dark shadow of the night, all dramatic. And the dude was like, back it up. I ain't come here for that, okay? That went on my receipt, okay? But Uncle Clifford was like, don't be scared, boy. We got something in store for you. So we see this woman doing all these acrobatics and whatnot. I'm like, okay, go ahead, girl. Talk about you was, a gymnast and what have you. So we see the car wash happen. We see the water, the suds. We see all the women's washing the car. He's getting all aroused and whatnot. In the grand finale, we see cowboy, well, actually cowgirl Mercedes. Okay, she is on a little mechanical bull situation. She got her cowgirl hat. The wig is on and popping. Okay, She was doing all the acrobatics that we are known to see from your girl Mercedes. Okay, she did not disappoint. He got him a show, and he was able to relieve himself, if you will. Okay, so hmm, that probably was worth $100 depending on you asking. Okay, so at the end, Uncle Clifford was like, "Here's some wang," so he gave him a good little 10-piece, and he gave him some wipes because he kind of messed up the vehicle with some special sauce. Okay, so I'm like, 10-piece wings. Did y'all know his order? Like, come, I'm funny about my wings now. If it's all drums, if it's all flats, is it a mixture? Is it a dry rub? Is it a wet rub? Like, is it celery and blue cheese, or is it ranch? Is it carrots? Come on now, before you give me some food, I'm gonna need to place my order first, okay? But I guess they were complimentary. He said it was. Gave him a whole thing of wipes. I'm like, you need to be given like 2, 3 sheets maximum, okay? It's a pandemic, okay? Y'all know how hard it was to find Lysol wipes, sprays, sanitize at one point. Like, it was a struggle, okay? I don't know about that, Uncle Clifford, okay? And you know what? When I was watching this, I was thinking back to an interview that K Michelle was doing because she said she went out for this role, okay? And when Mercedes was doing the thug thizzleness that she was doing, I was like, there's no way in the world K Michelle could have done this. Not with the, difficulties that she's having with her body parts. I mean, if theirs would have been things kind of just look disproportionate, disfigured like that. That wouldn't have worked, boo boo. So yes, we made the right choice. Okay, Miss Brandy, who's the actress who plays Mercedes. Kudos to you, girl. So y'all, we had a break, okay? And Mercedes, she got a bump shoulder. Okay, I'm like, girl, you doing all that and you injured? And Lord knows it's a panini around. I know the strip club don't have no insurance. So I guess all she can do is get some icy hot or something when she get home. Cause yeah, it don't look too good for her. And so apparently they've been in this situation for 5 months. So they've been in the panorama for 5 months at this time. And so she's checking her account. And it's at a negative $120, okay? Because what they've been doing, regardless of what you do, y'all splitting everything evenly, okay? So whatever's coming through the paint, every dancer is getting the same amount. So I'm like, Mercedes, she's the grand finale. These other chicks was cute, they was doing away, a little pop pop. But I'm like, Mercedes was no, that's no, and this is why I didn't do group projects in school because I'm not about to be pulling the weight and y'all over there taking and getting the same grade, the same amount of funds. Okay, that's not going to work for me. Okay, like no, ma'am, and no to the sir. Okay, so yeah, the math ain't mathing. I don't like the way this is going. All right. So Mercedes, she hot, she's stressed out, okay? So she gets into a little, about to get into a fight with another stripper. I'm like, I heard these typical things when it comes to strippers or what have you, okay? But I mean, Mercedes, you need to apply for a nonprofit or something because you are giving away the money that you are earning, all right? So, during the break, they see Mercedes and Murda, okay? They are on a music video on TV. So Mercedes, she's doing her thing in the video. Murda, he looking all, low key cocoa butter up. So, everybody was like, okay, look at everybody. Of course, Mercedes ain't feeling it. Clifford ain't feeling it. So yeah, some tension, some beef, in the good old city of Chuckalissa, okay? So y'all, Haley and Uncle Clifford, they're over there talking about the funds, okay? So Haley done purchased the paint, okay? She done put 250 of those dollars into this club, all right? So she decided to give Uncle Clifford 15%. So she owns 85%. Tell me why. Excuse me, y'all. Still recovering from my flu. But yeah, tell me why there's $25,000 left of the 250,000. Now, Uncle Clifford was like, okay, the 55, that's what I owe, so that's dead, okay? And so I had to kind of keep up with the girls and, get them afloat. So they ain't had to be doing some, weird things, little something, little strange for the change. Okay. I try to keep their integrity on par. Okay. So I'm like, Uncle Clifford, this ain't okay. Then he was like, okay, cool. We also had to redo the Paradise Room because y'all know what happened there. They done caught a body. All right. So I'm like, okay, carry the one. Hmm. Something in the milk ain't clean, okay? So they're also discussing how they're getting denied relief loans because they're not considered, just an essential business. I mean, yeah, I ain't mad for y'all to try, okay? Trying. I'm not mad at that, but y'all should have anticipated a no, okay? But my thing is, Mercedes, Mercedes, you were a former corporate accountant, okay? You are letting bad credit habit Clifford, who only owns 15% of your business, to handle funds. And then you wait until you have 25K left to start inquiring about the money. Why are you letting him handle the books at all? Yes, visibility of the books, cool. But handling all of the money, and you were a corporate accountant, you are well overqualified to be doing all of the finances of this business. Like, girl, are you are you smoking that good weed in Mississippi? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't appreciate that at all. Like, I'm a little pissed. So we hear some noise coming from the outside. So apparently the girls watching the news, and yeah, the lockdown is going to be ending next week. So everybody happy because we can open the bank for real, for real. And we also got sad news that Mayor Ruffin, he died due to COVID related complications. So yeah, good news, bad news situation, all right. But they also said that Wayne Kyle is going to be the interim mayor. So I'm like, oh Lord, the racism of it all, okay? But I'm used to racists being in politics. I mean, that's just what we got to deal with, okay? So y'all back in Atlanta. We see Andre, y'all. And we see his wife. His wife, she's in the medical field. So we see her in her journey during this process. So she pulls up at home and we see her taking all of her clothing off, putting it in a bag, tying it up, sanitizing everything fully, thoroughly washing her body, just spraying everything down. She has all these marks and sores on her face, due to wearing the mask for probably 12 hours a day. Like, I really appreciated the show for including that. I wasn't even thinking of them adding COVID as a factor and a part of the storyline, but it's definitely cool to see. I'm sure they, anticipated the release of the show being a little closer to, real time, but it's still definitely not a forgotten situation. I mean, we still in a pandemic as far as I'm concerned, okay? So yeah, it's interesting just seeing that dynamic, okay? So apparently, she's in the medical field. So they live in a two-story house. So apparently it seems like she has the downstairs and Andre has the upstairs. So we see Andre trifling behind. He playing video games, okay? And it's not really the most trifling part, okay? So, excuse me, y'all. She checks the fridge and there's an empty container of juice, or I believe almond milk, in the fridge. Who is trifling enough to leave something empty like that in the fridge? Like, it pissed me off. So she goes upstairs to their, main fridge, seemingly, and she was like, bruh, like, you didn't restock my groceries. And he was like, oh, my bad. Mind you, the kitchen is a hot mess. He looked a hot mess. I mean, at the time, men wasn't really going to the barbershop. So you get a pass there, okay? But you're playing video games. Apparently, he's not working. So I'm like, this is what we do. You acting like we don't have Instacart, DoorDash. There's so many ways and opportunities for you to go to the store. Even if you went to the store yourself, like, bruh, there's no Walmart, no Target. All you had to do is make sure her items were stocked. F boy material. Woo! So she was like, I've been calling you because she tried to avoid to go upstairs. So, he don't even have his phone near him. So she's checking the phone. She's like, oh, you got these missed calls. Who's Haley? She's texting you condolences. And he's like, ugh. And this is the bullshit. Because she just kind of low key let him off, like not even explain who the hell Haley is. This is a strange woman's name talking about condolences. Now, it ain't a freaky text or anything, but at the same time, who is this chick and who's dead? Who's dead up here? So he realized his god daddy. I don't know why I think about Medea. This is your god daddy. So his goddaddy, the mayor, he's deceased, so he's finding out. So I believe his secretary was texting him and called him. He called her back. He was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go ahead and pay my respects." So the wife was like low key having a conniption fit because she's like, "Bruh, I just lost 7 patients today." And I told you my day was good because you know why? I lost 12 yesterday. Okay, I would not wish this on my worst enemy. Okay, so bruh, you ain't going over there about to risk your life, then come back and try to risk my life. Like this ain't happening. He was like, bro, I gotta at least go to the wake. She was like, all right, you gonna go to that wake and you go early because you know Negroes be late. So that means you're gonna avoid running into a whole bunch of people. Okay, so it was kind of some real ish going on. I was like, okay, P Valley going in tackling the real life issues and whatnot. Okay, so y'all, we see the scenes of the desertion of Chuckaloosa. Nobody's in the barbershop, the baseball fields, everything's empty. Nobody's on the roads. Like it's real sad up in there. Okay, but y'all, we see Pastor Patrice. She over there trapping her Jesus tapes to the people. We got lines and lines and lines up at this church, okay? And like it's in a little like strip mall or what have you, okay? But it looks like she collaborated with a little food bank, so she's, actually giving them, boxes of food and also copies of her sermon, okay? I'm like, ooh, mother of the year, okay? So we see Lil Murda, okay, and DJ Never Scared. They're in the trap house trapping it up, okay? They trying to get, you know, that music going or what have you. They still low key, low budget, all right? And so he ain't really feeling the track. So he was like, you know what, I got an idea. So he went and got a little bucket and started banging and try to improve the beat. And I remember him being on an interview at one point. I'm not sure if he said he was homeless, but I believe I saw a video of him in Times Square using the buckets as drums on the street. That's kind of a popular thing in New York. So that was kind of cool to see that, he's actually a drummer. So he's used his little drummer skills, okay? So Never Scared was like, you gonna go back and talk to Uncle Clifford? He's like, what you talking about him for? Nervous as hell, okay? Nervous than a stripper in church, okay? But he was like, the paint about to open. I know, you probably want to make little cheese. He was like, I'm too big for that. I was like, oh, ain't you bougie now, okay? But he over there steady looking at them text messages that has been unresponsive, okay? Is that the right word? Yeah, Clifford has been unresponsive to these text messages, okay? He been texting him for the past 5 months, okay? And yeah, he was like, I ain't got time for you, Murda, okay? My love, if for real, okay? You ain't about to hide me up in the dark, okay? But yeah, he gets a little alert because we in the trap house, so he got to sell the dime bags, what have you. So, he got the cute little Gucci mask matching the little, I mean, he didn't really look like Gucci sweats that don't really look official. It's probably at the flea market. I don't know. Well, who cares, okay? It was cute little, mixturization or what have you. So we see this little car slow creeping up like it's a drive-by. So, he got his blicky on him. So he over there, got it, holding on to it in the back of his pants. So the guy rolls down the window. He's like, hey, well, you dropping something new? He was like, soon my brother. So I'm like, okay, it's all good. But then there's some dude in the backseat low key hating. And I'm like, who is this? Making it all obvious that you don't like the man, but okay. So, an episode of Rude Ass Roommates, we got Haley over there and Mercedes living together, okay? I'm like, Lord. You know what? I ain't really mad at this because I kind of like their relationship. I like them being cool because where Haley was staying at before, no, mommy, that wasn't it, okay? And so I'm sure, with the panoramic going on, cutting them bills in half definitely helps, all right? So Haley over there trying to sleep. Your girl, Mercedes, have all the passionate noises and sounds of the love making. Okay, shout out to Tyrese. And I'm like, oh, she got a man up in there. And come to find out she over there using the batteries and whatnot. I'm like, oh, clutch my pearls, okay? But I'm like, can you calm it down? Like, you have no courtesy or whatnot, okay? But Haley was like, I understand you're frustrated about this money because you got two mortgages. So mind you, she's paying the mortgage for her gym and the mortgage for her house. So your girl is scrapped. And we saw she was in a hole by that 120. Okay. And you may get some overdraft fees. I don't know how that bank situation is set up. Do you got a credit union? I don't know. But yeah, girl, you in a bad situation right now. But she was like, I'm gonna talk to Clifford. I think we're gonna go ahead and give you a cut from the door. But I gotta hire some new girls, okay? You injured, okay? And yeah, Mercedes, she ain't trying to have it. She ain't trying to split that pie up no more, okay? But Haley was like, we need some new blood. So I think this is when we're gonna get Gail Bean coming in, as Wanda from Snowfall. So I'm excited to see her on the show, okay? Y'all, I probably caught this last season, but her dog is named Black and Mild. That is like the funniest thing to me to name your dog Black and Mild. Child, talk about the ghetto, okay? And also note that Keyshawn, aka Mississippi, is no longer working at the paint, okay, as well as Gidget. Her mom died, so yeah, that was another reason for Haley was like, you know what? Michelle and Kelly done gone away. So Beyonce, we need some more help, some more backup, all right? So speaking of Mississippi, M-I, cricket, because I did cricket letter, I, cricket letter, I, hump back, I. Sorry. Oh, I'm gonna feel a little frisky, a little ratchet, y'all. So your girl got a cute little setup. She over there at the house. She done tricked out one of her rooms. She is over there giving the gram everything she got. Okay, I don't know if she also on OnlyFans or whatever thing she got going on, but yeah, apparently this is what she been doing. Her little hustle. She got a website selling flat tummy tea. Okay, probably selling Fashion Nova. I ain't mad because Fashion Nova low key do got them stripper outfits. Okay, but yeah, we see old trifling ass Derek, the baby daddy. He watching a baby. He watching the live from the kitchen. And, he was like, I saw, your 400K that was up in there. I'm like, girl, you pulling 400K people viewers of your videos. Okay. You got some clout, child. So yeah, he made it a note to like, I watch everything. Okay. And so she was like, well, I can't wait till lockdown ends because I can go back into the clubs. He was like, this room is good enough for you. So I'm like, oh, it's toxic, man. This is probably his best bet at this point. He get to have his woman in his house, still making money and not interacting with no other humans. Like this is probably a dream come true for him. But they get in a little argument because he got a job interview around the same time where she got a live. So he was like, I want to work. I want to earn my keep. But she was like, bruh, I'm making more money. So it ain't going to make no financial sense for you to be missing out babysitting the kids. And I'm over here pulling the big dog weight. Like, bruh, like, we good. So, y'all, oh, Lord. We see Miss Diana, okay, aka Mercedes. I don't know why. I don't know if this is loosely based on Miss Diana from Bring It, but I always think about this situation because she used to be an adult entertainer, and so she got the dancing doll. So it just reminds me of Miss D. Okay, I love her. I used to always watch Bring It. So she's talking to her girls on Zoom while she's in a little gym situation. She was like, okay, practice next week. The lockdown about to end. And everybody's like, oh, my mama ain't got no money. And yeah, my mama also said she's scared, so she ain't about to let me out on them streets. I was like, yeah, that's right, mama's like, we don't do nothing immediately, okay? We need to test out these waters, let the people be out there rampant in them streets, being outside, okay, for some months before we letting our babies out there, because no, that ain't, But that's putting your girl in a tough little cookie because she needs to make this money, okay? Like deposits need to be sent, costumes need to be made. Like she's out here struggling for these mortgages. And I'm like, why don't you just do what Keyshawn, aka Mississippi, doing? Do something a little strange for a little change, but you acting like you got some more, morals and higher standards. And So you're already scripting, just going on live and do something, girl. Do something. Make the internet work for you. All right. So y'all, we see Big L. He renovating the champagne room because that's where the the crime happened. Okay. So Haley noticed that there's some blood splatter still seeping through the white paint. So yeah, they're a little stressed. Okay. So I need to figure that out. Okay. Have y'all not watched CSI? It's so many crime shows y'all need to be learning from. Okay. Make sure all the evidence is cleared. All right. So we see Murda, he over there visiting his friend Wode in a funeral home because his family owns a funeral home and it is popping. Okay, I mean, I hate to say this, but COVID, if they didn't do nothing else for ramping up business, the funeral home was popping. Okay, it's probably, I'm sure it was depressing, but business was booming for them. But he's trying to get him to be on his manager duty and whatnot. And he was like, I want to go on tour. Okay. He's like, you want to go on tour during a panorama? Like, where they do that at? He was like, yes, you need to get my name out here. He was like, if you going on tour doing a panini, Mississippi is really going to be the main attraction. So you need to get her on board. So he calls her and he owed her money. Okay. She was like, well, I don't really know if that's a good idea. All right. So she over there changing diapers. And so she throws one in a dirty diaper in the diaper genie. Then she decides to throw a few more in there. I was like, oh, I already know what you up to, girl. I already know you trying to do a little escape plan, all right? So Andre, he goes to the wake to see his, God daddy. And the secretary comes in and low key like guilts him into being a pallbearer. Um, to the for the funeral, what have you, for the services. So he was like, dang, I promised my wife I wouldn't be doing all that, but this is what he felt he needed to do. All right. But your boy, your boy, he had the mayor had 6 kids and 3 baby mamas. Hmm. That's a lot, child. So we see Andre and Hallie, they run into each other and they got all this little sexual tension and chemistry. I'm like, oh my God, just do it already. Okay. I know he married, but y'all, you need to get divorced. They probably about to get divorced anyway. Let me tell it, okay? But yeah, they're, just discussing, just catching up, smoking cigarettes together. I'm like, y'all sharing a cigarette during a panorama? Come on, that's a little too risky now. I don't know about all that. But yeah, that scene was a little dark. She had a little like mysterious exit where she like smoking a cigarette. It's lightning, it's raining. I'm like, first of all, it's lightning and raining. Where's your umbrella, boo? Like, we don't get the hair wet. Like, okay, you're a daredevil. So y'all, we get to this ratchet behind funeral, y'all. It is looking like a Sprite commercial. Everybody got on like a shade of lime green, looking real mellow yellowish. Like it's a lot, okay? And I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? Of course, we figure that it's probably his favorite color, but I'm like, nah, I'm not putting that in my will. Y'all wear black, blue, dark blue, a dark color. Maybe I may want people to spice it up and do like a white theme, a little white party, okay? But yeah, like that was the wrong color choice for me, all right? So we see Uncle Clifford's grandmama, she over there, she's blind. So she's listening to the funeral and the service on TV. She was like, watch this, come here, watch this for me. Is Mookie there? Is Mookie them there? He was like, I see them, but I don't see Mookie. She was like, you know what? If she in there, she put her foot up in them chitlins. Go get me some, boy. And I'm like, Grandma, chitlins? Chitlins. But old Southern women, I ain't gonna say nothing. So Andre over there giving a eulogy. I'm like, you went from going to the wake to speaking at this man's funeral. Like, what a change of events, all right? So we see Keyshawn. She uses the need for diapers as a great escape to get out the house. Okay, and I'm like, this is so toxic. It's so bad. And he was kind of catching on a little bit. He was like, I could have swore I just bought some diapers. But she was like, yeah, I gotta get that. I gotta get some pads. He was like, well, it ain't the 4th yet. I'm like, what you talking about the 4th? The 4th of July? No, child. The 4th is when her period comes on. This man is tracking this girl's period. Now I do know, like in certain situations, men kind of know around the time because my husband knows, like I know it's seeing mine, but when I start craving weird-ish or specific food, he was like, "Yeah, it's about to be that time." Even though I may not realize it, he sometimes he'll peek before I, peek whatever. But yeah, we know it ain't that type of situation with Derek. Derek is just crazy and possessive. All right, so she ends up going to the stove. Okay, STO was the name on the establishment. Okay, and she talking to Gidget or Bridget, whatever her name is, and talk about how good it is between her and Derek. He let her out to have some space, some air, and she was like, "Girl, you lying? We know you lying, but go ahead with your lie. You know when you got a friend that be lying, and you just go ahead with your lies, girl. Go ahead, boo boo." So yeah, she see Diamond. Diamond's the security to the store. Okay, he is jacking up everybody without a mask. He ain't playing no games. Okay, so this is the first time him and Keyshawn have seen each other, and she's trying to apologize, but he was like, boo boo, nah, I'm good. I'm great. So she tried to, give him his necklace back. He was like, nah, girl, I'm good. Okay, he should have snatched that necklace like Ti did with Nunu. Okay, and ATL, like, give me my things back, even if he snatched it to throw it in the trash. He should have snatched it from her ass. All right. Oh, that was a bar. I mean, we need to be in the next track. Lil Murda, okay? So long story short, he was like, no mask, no entry, boo boo. And she was trying to, get in good so she can get that moon pie and the pads and what have you. But he wasn't hearing it, okay? No mask, no entry. So she went ahead and looked stupid. That was on you, girl. So we had the little repass. Uncle Clifford shows up in this lime green getup. I mean, I'm just saying, just killing the girls, all right? He got his little Tupperware. I mean, I'm not mad. I do appreciate you bringing the Tupperware, but don't be just showing up because you want a plate. I could go on a whole rant about Negroes showing up to places because they just want to get fed, okay? At least, send me a card, some flowers, just you can't really do too much with the affection, no hugs and, kisses on the cheek, but come on, Clifford. Oh Lord, but they over there talking about the promised land and how, the new mayor, of course, is going to be pushing hard to, make these plans real. And yeah, Uncle Clifford, he get his chitlins and be out, okay? And so in the middle of the night, Mercedes baby, she's crying. She goes and climbs in the crib with the girl. I'm like, oh my God, the manufacturers are bomb. Like, Mercedes is probably not a big girl. Like, she probably weighed, what, maybe 120 or so. So I'm like, okay, you and the baby up in there comfortably, nothing like cracking or anything. But she's telling this story about how, she wanted good hair, so when she was locked up in a room, locked up by her mom in a room, she went, decided to go to or have someone go to get some bundles from a beauty supply store so she can make her hair long. So, but she was like, you won't have that issue. So I'm like, oh, okay. So it seems like she has some colorist issues. Seems like she kind of probably seeked Derek out, you know, intentionally due to his race. And the fact that she said her mom locked her up. So I'm like, okay, are you, still dealing with, issues with, some type of abuse or, just really, I just really wanted them to delve into Mercedes. There's so much there. I feel like there's so much content that we can really just get together with Mercedes. Like she has a really good story. So I really hope they hone in on that. Okay. And I love the actress too. Like she be doing the thizzle. Y'all let me know in the comments who do y'all think is a better dancer, Mercedes or Mississippi? Which one of them M's be making all of the M's that they should be making? Okay, because they both be doing their thing. But I'll probably say I like Mercedes. I'm sorry, Mississippi a little better. Because yeah, we already know what that thing be doing with them legs and all the acrobatics. Like, whew, child, is a lot. All right, so we at the Goddaddy house because Andre's staying there, and he gets a pile of money from the Kyle brother, using him, as a retainer to possibly have Haley actually sell the paint. So we're gonna see what's going on with that, and we see Mercedes and Haley. They over there watching Love. What's love got to do with it, child? And it was a limo scene. And that's probably like one of the best scenes of the movie. But she tuned in like it's 1994, like it was just released, and she was just like, "Come on, girl, like be quiet. That's the good part coming up." And Mercedes all on Instagram, and so she notices that there's an ad to get new girls, and so she mad at Haley. But I'm like, Haley's the boss girl. What do you want? What do you want from her? What you gonna do? Kick her out? I mean, you could be petty and kick her out, though. I'm just saying. But hopefully that won't happen, okay? But she mad because she ain't trying to divide them funds like that, okay? And she was like, I'm the owner out. I'm the owner now, girl. Sorry. So we at the trap. Murda, he taking out his grill. He get a text from Mercedes, she want to do a Dirty Dozens tour. 12 cities. So I'm like, how you go from not being able to leave your house to being able to decide you going to go on tour? Well, we already know Derek ain't having that. He going to be going with her with that baby. They going to have a nice little family tour bus situation going on because he's not going to let her out his sight, all right? And so, y'all, this was a pretty good episode. I really felt like the ending could have been a little better. It wasn't really as climatic as I anticipated, but it definitely kept me entertained. So I'm excited what this season is going to give. Okay, so please like this video, subscribe to my channel, okay, and rock with me on a weekly basis regarding P Valley. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Toodles.